And then I'm going to click this tech thing here that says, hang on a second. There we go. Ooh, weird. Well then, hello everybody. My name is Abby Hagyard, and I am speaking to you from my crazy, chaotic, souvenir-drenched office in my tiny, so grateful to be here home. And I want to talk to you today about a subject that is clearly near and dear to my heart: shoes. It is Shoes Day after all. And the reason I'm doing these videos, for those of you who are just joining me, good morning, Eddie. The reason I'm doing these videos for you, new people and people who've been with me along the way, is that I'm launching a project. It's not a new direction. It's a more focused direction in my show business, in my entertaining, in my enlightening, in my navigating world. And it's called Pivotry in Motion. And I've coined the word pivotry instead of a pivot, which is hard left, hard right, hard stop. Pivotry is what we need to do in here first. We need to decide that we're going to go this way. Even when we think we do it, on a dime and give 9 cents change, a part of our brain says this, not that. And so there is a mindset shift. We just aren't always aware of it. And the reason I started doing this is kind of a crazy thing. I'm a military kid, and military kids learn how to pivot and use their pivotry skills pretty much from the day they're born, because we're constantly required to shift, to change, to go in a new direction, to begin again. And I noticed that a lot of people seem to have lost their confidence in themselves during and post-COVID. And I said, well, the only reason you don't pick up a tool is if you don't know you have it, you don't know where it is, or all three, you don't know how to use it. So let me help you with that. And it's very exciting. We are now at a place where the website is almost ready. 2 of the books are in final draft. I have 2 more that are in kind of still forming, which is very exciting. One of the books that is still in forming, I did a bunch of interviews with people, and now it's my time to go back and say, so let's recap, let's update, let's make sure we got this right. So it's very exciting. And the plan is that it's this year that all the tools, all of the information, and all of the workshops and coaching and shows are going to be ready for you. So these videos are my introduction to the opposites. Right, so quick sip, and then we get started. So before I say the thing I'm going to say about shoes, I wanted to begin by saying, on a scale of 1 to 10, how was your weekend? On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your morning so far? How is it unfolding for you? I just want to pop that in, put that down, give you the opportunity to comment, because I see the comments live and I'm able to talk to you. And just wanted to plant that seed. How was the weekend on a scale of 1 to 10? How's your morning so far? Because with those 2 questions in mind, I want to talk about what happens to us when our shoes pinch. Because I think it's happened to all of us, right? We've been someplace, and all of a sudden, the shoe that was perfect a second ago has given up and joined the other side. The only way I can describe it, it no longer cares about our comfort. It has a whole nother agenda. And the interesting, fascinating thing about that is that when the shoe pinches, 8.5. Weekend was a solid 9. Today so far is about a 7.5. All right. Well, that's very encouraging, isn't it? That is amazing. That is amazing. Congratulations. Well done. Keep on keeping on. So when the shoe suddenly pinches, there's three places that a shoe hits me. One is my toes are all I have toes with high knuckles because I spent my entire youth wearing pointy shoes and slip-on shoes, and so I was using my toes to keep a grip, and so they're now permanently in a state of panic. What shoes are we wearing today? So the toes have little high knuckles, which means I have to be careful with shoes that are a tight fit on the top because boy, that hurts. The other thing that happens is my foot is wide across the beam, across uh, the ball of the foot. And so if it pitches you that way, it's just excruciating. You can't, and here's the thing, you can't focus, right? Because down there is going, hey, ow. And then the third place is the heel. I will sometimes, especially if I'm just barefoot and I'm wearing these shoes. It's summer, it's wonderful, but it'll chafe around the back of my heel. So the three places are kind of danger zones. And then the other one that is just crazy is that I have an incredibly high arch last. The thing on top, the foot is this. Yeah, mine is very high here. So a lot of shoes that are cut too high, or boots, for instance, I need to pay more attention. I can't just buy them because they're cute. I can't just buy them because I say, oh my God, I must have these shoes. They actually have to work. Crinkled toes. Crinkled toes, is that what you call them? Well, good morning, Freddie. From the poll. Oh, are you watching me from the polling station? Wow. All right. So the reason I want to talk about the shoe pinch experience is that this is something that goes on all the time in a different way that we don't realize because it doesn't actively physically hurt. The nerves don't send us a message saying, get off the shoes, take the shoes off, change the shoes. Because the shoe pinch is also something that happens when we try to fit into a story or a container, a label, a path that is too tight, too small, too limiting for us. And if it doesn't physically hurt, if it doesn't physically send that signal, we don't notice it. We don't trace our discomfort, our frustration, our insecurity, our feeling of rejection or inadequacy or fear of not being worthy. We don't trace any of those sad feelings, scared feelings anywhere. We don't pick it up the thread and follow it back. As a brilliant friend of mine says, we're focused on the fruit, not the root. And the minute I heard that phrase, I thought, oh gosh, that is exactly what we do. So what I want to talk about today is not simply that we do it. I also want to talk about why we do it. And then I want to talk about how we can adjust it. Okay, we don't know that the barrage of things that head our way are causing damage. That's true. Oh, not a lot of people right now, so I thought I'd tune in. Oh, Freddie, that is so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, the minute it gets busy, you focus on them. That's the most important thing where you are right now. So, and I want you to do the thing that really is going to make the big difference, and you can tune back into me later. So here's the thing about, I just have an itchy here for some reason. I guess I'm waiting for a message. So The thing that keeps hurting, that keeps pinching, that keeps being present in the room when we don't feel 100% is connected. It's not a coincidence. It certainly is a coincidence if it keeps happening. So how we deal with it, we can't just take the shoe off because we need shoes. We have to figure out a way to deal with the shoe that doesn't fit. The pinch is not our fault. We are not inadequate if the shoe hurts. It's the shoe is the wrong shoe for us. That's the flip. That's the mindset shift that is going to be so exciting to help you navigate. I was speaking to another friend of mine the other day who said, you know, in a relationship, this is important, in a relationship, when there's a disagreement, when something isn't working, it's not their fault. It's not they're the problem. It's not we're the problem. It's not our fault. That's a misdirection. That's like a magician saying, look at the fridge. Meantime, the magic trick is happening over here. If there's a glitch in a relationship, the glitch is the problem. And the people in the relationship are the only ones who can correct it, shift it, refocus it, reprioritize it. And the people in the relationship can only do this by working together. So the problem is something we both want to deal with in order to get ourselves to a place where the shoe doesn't pinch. Together, the problem has to be fixed. If there's only one person fixing the problem, it's not a relationship. A relationship is people coming together, collaborating, cooperating, compromising, caring to get something right, to make it not painful, to make it productive, to make it fun. It's a big mindset reset. It's a relational pivotary moment when both people realize we have to look at it from here, or look at it from there, or we both look at it from over here. That's huge and powerful and free. So the idea that there is a problem, that the shoe is pinching, it's not our foot's fault. Our foot is our foot. And what we are doing with our foot is part of us that is helping us get from here to over there. It's helping us climb from this to that, climb from this down to that, to move this over here, to leverage that. Our foot is our foot. The shoe is an accessory. It's not the foot's fault. It's the wrong accessory. Kind of a wow moment, right? It's the wrong tool. We picked up the wrong tool. Should we be to blame? No. No. Were we paying attention? Did we even know what the right tool was? Were there instructions? Were the instructions clear? No. Did we think we didn't need the instructions? I can't imagine. And then we have to go back and try and find the instructions we didn't think we needed. So when the shoe pinches, what's wrong? We have chosen a shoe that is not the right shoe for the moment. It's lovely. People ask me all the time, how on earth do you walk in these things? And I say, what is this obsession with walking? It, I'm, those are not walking shoes. I have walking shoes. Are they fabulous? Well, they're fabulous if I want to walk. Are they gorgeous to look at? Some of them are. Those are works of art. I have them in the same way that I have those hats. Is that hat going to keep me warm when the wind blows in November? No, absolutely not. Not unless I don't know, at the Cannes Film Festival indoors. So then why would I have them? Because they make me happy, because they make me smile, because they decorate my life, because they fit for my purpose in the moment, right? So I had a conversation with a woman, beautiful, beautiful, talented, smart, successful woman who has reached a lot of, and happy, very happy now, has reached all of these milestones, all these pinnacles very recently. Because until very recently, she was spending all of her time frantically, grimly, relentlessly trying to shoehorn herself into a shoe story that wasn't her size. And every time they didn't fit these shoe stories that she had been told, she believed that there was something wrong with her because that was part of the story. So it sounds like a cliche, but it's a team. Yeah, sure it is. So this brilliant woman had recently recovered from a pretty scary disease. And she credited her recovery to the tireless people and processes and procedures that she had gone through and she had focused on and dedicated herself to, and her mindset reset. She had realized that you can only ride one horse at a time. You can own a bunch of horses, but you can't ride more than one successfully. You can get on ish if somebody helps you. However, you can't ride more than one. You certainly can't ride more than one across a finish line faster than everyone else, because that's not how it works. And that's basically what she'd been trying to do most of her life. She had been listening to a story that she had been told by people who meant well. It wasn't mean, and it wasn't nasty, and it wasn't cruel in their intention. It was nearsighted, tone deaf, wrongly focused. And how could she know? She was an infant. How could she know she was a child? How could she know when she took all of those stories of you're not doing it right, the problem is you're not good enough, you will never amount to, you will never qualify. She took all of those too small shoe stories, pinching her day and night. She took those with her invisibly to school, where she was bullied. I mean, dogs can smell fear, animals can smell insecurity. vulnerability. Predator animals seek it out. And her time, her her friends she reached out to weren't weren't the ones she needed. She reached out to people who kept teaching her these same lessons. And she stayed stuck in this too small set of shoes and shoe story realities. She kept trying to conform. She kept trying to walk differently. She kept trying to balance her weight so that it didn't hurt as much. It never occurred to her to take off the shoes, to just put them there and try on a different style in a different size. Never, ever occurred to her, ever. And the story she was telling me, her friend said, "You're so great, you're so wonderful." And she thanked them, but she didn't believe them. Because all the wiring in her brain from the time she was boop, said the other thing. What happened? She got sick. She got horrifically sick. Almost didn't make it. What happened while she was sick? She had to take off the shoes. They were taken from her. She was in a place where the total focus was recovery. The total focus, the pain, the exhaustion, the need to sleep was the horse she had to ride. So she did. And a very crazy, amazing thing happened. That horse that she was riding brought her to the other side, brought her far enough away from all of that other stuff, far enough, that when she stopped and sat back and looked around and saw all of that stuff, all that toxic, all those stories, all those people, all those ideas and attitudes over there, in the distance. She said to herself, well, I'm not going back there. In the first place, this is the first time my feet haven't hurt, and I can't remember when. What have I got on my feet now? Let's get a couple more pairs of them. And she did. And hard, difficult, yes, of course, because those people, those shoes called, stopped by. But she was on the other side. They were calling to her from a place she had been, not the place she was now. And they didn't have anything to say to her that made a difference anymore. The stories they said, "You're gonna da da da, you blah, blah, blah." She thought, yeah, so thanks. Tick tick tick, gotta go. Great talk though. And she just kept going. How grateful is she? Oh, she's 11.5 billion trillion gazillion percent grateful. Pretty much every minute. And the funny, crazy, ironic thing is she started reading the testimonials in a different way, maybe wearing a different pair of shoe story glasses. she started hearing the way the people felt coming through the words that she received. She began to see a whole new set of shoe stories. That the reason she couldn't fit in that box, the reason she couldn't wear those shoes, the reason she couldn't walk that path is that they weren't her boxes. They weren't her shoes. It wasn't her path. The boxes that were this big belonged to the people who were trying to cram her into them. They weren't her boxes, their boxes, their biases, their fears, their insecurities, their unhappiness, their limits. And because that was what they knew, and that was where they felt safe, that's why they wanted her in a box like that too. As I said, not mean-spirited, not malevolent, not nasty. They wanted her to feel safe using the same tools. They didn't know that the tools they used weren't her tools. They couldn't see. They were so busy focused on, this is the way we do it, this is the way we do it, this is the way we do it, so that's the way you have to do it. And it isn't true. It isn't true. If the shoes pinch, they're the wrong shoes. They're beautiful, brilliant. Keep them and love them. And get something sensible, safe, equally beautiful in its own way. Something that celebrates, honors, elevates, and comforts and cares and cherishes you. If they're your accessories and your tools, that just makes sense. Yes. So one of the comments is, you can't change the people around you, but you can change the people around you. Yes, you can. You can switch. You can say, I love you, but I'm loving you from afar. I'm going to draw the heart-shaped line in the sand. I'm on the inside. I'm going to love you over there. I'm not betraying you. I'm not abandoning you. I have gratitude for everything that you've done and do. At the very least, the lesson that doesn't work for me has taught me that I need better shoes. That's it. I just need better shoes. The relationship is the problem, not the people in it. Unless the people in it give up their power, give up their responsibility, give up their connection and passion and commitment, and allow that problem to break the deal. The problem is simply a problem. You know what a problem is? A problem is a wallet. A problem is a highlighter. A problem is a pen. A problem is a bottle of water. You know what a problem is? It's a thing. Things don't change. People change things. So the shoe analogy, because after all, it's me, it's shoes, and it's shoes day, is this. We know the shoe needs an adjustment if it pinches. That's the hint. We don't know that the story we're living our lives by needs an edit in the same way, because we can't feel the pain. The pain is not as tangible. We just keep wondering why we're sad. We just keep wondering why do all the people I attract abandon me? What's wrong with me? No. What's wrong with you is you pick people who abandon. You pick the ones that will leave. You want to pick one that stays, maybe. But first you have to figure out what the story has told you and which parts of it don't ring true. And that's a big thing to do. That's a really big thing to do by yourself. Ask me how I know. So how do you do that? How do we do that? And the key word in that question is the word we. We need more than one perspective. We need to be able to see things from more than one point of view. I have these two pairs of sunglasses. I found them on, I was watching a TV commercial and it was, seen on TV, and they were really cheap. And I thought, well, okay, I can hate them for $8, right? I can hate them. And so I ordered them and they came. And the reason I like them is that's how I wear glasses. And the reason I wanted them is because they were big enough to go over your glasses. So in the box, there were two pairs for $8. One pair was a regular kind of darker, lighter, typical sunglasses that you would be wearing when it's a bright day. The other pair, the lenses were yellow. When I put them on, I looked like a bumblebee. This is going back a long time. This is a long time. And I was bursting. I said, look, I look like a bee. And then I went outside. Oh my, because it was a really cloudy day. Really cloudy day. Not yet raining, but desperately wanting to. Went outside with those bumblebee glasses on, and you know what the sky looked like? Blue. Everything was brighter. And I thought, now there's a story switch. There's a mindset reset. If I walk out on a cloudy day and everything is kind of gray, and I put those glasses on, the essential thing for my eyesight is that when it's a kind of a bluey gray sky, I find I squint, and I find it's hard on my eyes. And the squinting is also so attractive because it creates that thing in the middle of your forehead, those lines. And when I put those sunglasses on, I didn't squint. It wasn't hard on my eyes. And I automatically felt happier, perkier, positive. And I thought, okay, miracle moment here. Wow. The day is the day is the day. It's the filter we see it through. It's the filter we see it through that gives us our point of view. The day is the day is the day. Hang on to that. The shoe is the shoe is the shoe. Why we wear it, what we're doing, what size our foot is our point of view, is our filter. It's not that the shoe is to blame. It's not that I am to blame. It's just the wrong shoe for the moment. It's just the wrong shoe for this foot. That's it. By the way, the other sunglasses, the ones that are gradient, amazing. Kind of a warm, ambery brown. Everything looks really kind of warm and cuddly and fuzzy and friendly. Yeah, I ordered about 6 more boxes of those things. And I gave them to people. Here, wear the yellow ones. Cheer up. Pivotry in motion. And by the way, the in motion part is because we are molecules, bounce, boom, bounce, ripple effect. We're all in motion all the time. Pivotry is the mindset reset that allows us to say, hey, how you doing? When we know we have this ability and we have a coach helping us practice and perfect it, most of the things that get in our way go away. We diminish the piles of invisible baggage because we push them away. We say, I don't need you, I don't need you, and I don't need you. In fact, I don't even know why I'm keeping you. I'll take a picture, put that in an album, and I'll get rid of this stuff. It is no longer necessary for me. The picture, that helps me honor the intention behind whatever it was that didn't suit. So this woman that I know, the conversation we had, because I wanted to talk to her about being included in the Pivotry project. And I said, when I want to suggest something, and I don't want to diminish or minimize in any way or disrespect the medical profession, whichever kind of medical profession you follow. But consider this. When we're told to do something, when we're taught something, and we try and give it our best, and we fail, and we are told to try harder, to do more, to get there faster, sooner, bigger, and we keep trying and trying and trying, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, a switch gets flipped in our survivor brain. We switch from commitment to panic. And in panic mode, we spin. We can't see or hear or feel or touch a single thing. We're too busy spinning. We can't focus long enough to recognize a hand outstretched to help us. We keep spinning. That's what happens when we lose sight of the proper relationship between a story and our path. When we feel that we have to sacrifice everything that we are that does not match or fit that story, we are no longer on our path. We are in a cage. And the bigger we get, the smaller the cage, the greater the rage. And she said, yeah, that makes sense. And I said, talk to me about illness and disease. Talk to me about its trajectory. Talk to me about what happens to us when we don't take care of us. Does the illness, does the disease start spinning out of control? Does it take over all of us? Does it suck our life force and our energy? Does it leave us exhausted and helpless and terrified? She said, yeah. And I said, isn't that interesting? What's going on here is going on here when we don't take the time to say, thank you for the story. It's your story. It's yours to own, not mine. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to see that my story is over here. I cannot ride your horse if I want to ride mine. And she said, yeah. I said, okay, then. I think we have a chapter in the Pivotree book. And she said, I think we do. And I said, I will get back to you. And the reason I did that, the reason I said that and wanted to include her, is I wanted her to know that the ripple effect of her decision to take off the shoe, it's just a shoe. Take off the shoe. Try something new. That simple win decision is a moment that so many people need to see in action, to give them the confidence to do it too. We want to keep doing the thing we've done because safety feels like familiar. It's not safe if the game has changed. Living in a cave was safe until the rains came and the land flooded and the cave filled with water. And everything changes. How we get from one place to the other, from one step to the other, from one path to the other, is by making the decision in here, inside. How long has that not been working? Forever? Okay, then. Yes, but I'd really like to help. I really want. How long has that been working? When did it stop working? Oh, I know, but how long ago did it stop working? How much pain are you in? I know. Okay, let's not talk about loyalty. Let's not talk about commitment. Let's just talk about practicality. How many horses can you ride at one time? One. If you have two horses, you don't get there faster if you try to ride them at the same time. You cannot be this and be that simultaneously. No one can. No one ever has. The essence, the importance, the value, the really cool look of Pivotree and the process and where we store these tools and how we retrieve them and which end of them we hold is predicated on a very simple win strategy. Very simple win. If I'm here and I want to be here, there is no beam me up technology. There is no easy button. There is no Shazam wow wizardry or wand. We have to make the decision to take the step to go from one to the other. And we can't get here if we're looking back here. We have to decide. We have to decide. And then once we decide, I'm ready. Really? Awesome. Let's do this. That's it. Do we have relapses? All the time. That's why you have more than one conversation. That's why you have more than one pair of shoes. That's why I have different earrings. That's why we have options. We make them available. Back in the day when we worked on farms, we had our work clothes and our town pants. Work pants and our town pants, as a friend of mine said. We didn't have 47 pairs of town pants. We had one set of work clothes till they were threadbare. You can't wear both at the same time. And oh, by the way, that whole beam me up thing, that whole easy button thing, you still had to walk into the transporter room. You were here. If you wanted to get there, you had to go into the transporter room and it went whoop, you know. The easy button, you still have to hit it. It doesn't work if you stare at it. There is still a transitionary period to go from one to the other all the time. When our shoes pinch, that's the root nudging the fruit. That's the thing we pay attention to. It's not our foot. It's not us. It's the shoe giving us the clue that we need to make a different decision. We need to be able to and willing to and ready to say, okay, looking at it this way isn't working. I'm gonna look at it from over here. No, wait, I'm gonna try it from over here. Oh, look at it from over there. Do you know how many versions of you there are? All of them. And if this version of you isn't working, is pinching, okay. But you can't be more than one of you at the same time. A, you can't do it. B, no one can do it. And when you try, you look crazy. And everyone else says, so the topic today is the warning light. The shoe that pinches is the light that comes on the dashboard. The shoe that pinches is telling you this isn't working. It's not telling you you have the wrong feet. It's not telling you you're walking wrong. It's not telling you you're in the wrong place. It's saying the shoe needs an adjustment. The light on the dash doesn't mean you're a bad driver, a bad car owner. It means there's something in the car that needs adjustment. The well-meaning teacher, the guide, the guardian, the parent, the whomever who says, you'll never amount to, people like us. They may not actually be talking to you. They may simply be repeating the thing that was said to them. And if you try your best and their advice, their instructions, their guidance does not work, causes pain, it's not you. It's the guidance, the instructions, the directions. It's not them, it's not you, it's this. And either you sit down with the guide, the counselor, the teacher, the parent to discuss, or you choose another solution partner and solution strategy yourself. How's that? It's a way to set yourself free from a cage that was never yours to own. So the moral of the lesson of the video today is love the shoes. Don't be held hostage by them. Your feet are fabulous and your journey is amazing. And if you want to talk about it, you know where I am. Okay, that's it for now. Oh my gosh, 10:50. I have something pretty cool to talk about on Thursday. Not gonna hint at it. I'm just gonna let it kind of percolate. It's very. I think it's exciting. It's all on a similar trajectory. It's all part of this. When you're ready, let's get this done. And I can't wait to share it with you. So until then, own the day. And if you don't like the day, change the game. Even a little bit. Even a little bit. And no matter how painful the lesson, if you wait and look and go away and turn around and look at it from another perspective, you will see the value it's bringing to you. No matter how frustrating a thing is, the level of frustration is the pinch of the shoe. The shoe is trying to talk to you. What we need to do is figure out how to listen and then respond. Alrighty then. Be good to you. You deserve it. If you're not sure how, ask me. I'll probably be able to tell you. And remember to hug your loved ones. They deserve it too. Thank you so much for watching. We are at 322 subscribers on YouTube. Very cool. We need some more, but 322 is amazing. Okay. See you in a couple of days.